What's going on, everybody? My name is Ethan. Thank you for clicking on my video today. For those of you familiar with the Anabolic community, you hear a lot of creators constantly saying, don't buy the Vitamix, get the Ninja blender. Myself being one of them. Shed always advises that you go with the Ninja because the Vitamix sucks. Now, here's my take on that. The Vitamix actually does suck. Now, over at my parents' house, they have the Vitamix, and the problem with it is when you put something to thicken it, like xanthan gum or guar gum, the blades would start making this loud, like, grinding sound. So they returned the blender. They got a brand new one under warranty, and next time we made ice cream, it did the same thing. I feel like, personally, a lot of people repeat that message, but are kind of echoing it and haven't really experienced both the Ninja and the Vitamix. So in this video, I want to make a couple recipes using both blenders and comparing the result of each. I mean, I've always stuck with the Ninja. It's extremely reliable and it seems like it can grind up rocks if you really wanted it to. But I haven't tried making a lot of stuff in the Vitamix. My parents have this. This isn't mine, but they allowed me to use it for a couple demonstrations in this video. This one is about $700 or $800. I don't have the exact price tag, but my parents said it was about that much. This one was less than $200. This is the one that I have a link down in my description. I want to compare one against the other because I feel like this is a big topic of debate. This isn't anything new, but I actually want to pit one against the other in one video to do an actual genuine comparison on the spot. I'm going to be making 3 different recipes. You're going to find out in a bit, and I'm going to be seeing which one performs better, which one gives me a better tasting recipe. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button because it helps me out a ton. This channel's growing a lot, and I appreciate everyone who's been a supporter up to this point. We're going to do big things in the future, one step at a time, man. If you guys have not already, please drop a like I said, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I drop more videos like this, and leave a comment if you got a suggestion for a video in the future, and share this video as well, because it helps your boy out. So guys, I am done talking. We are gonna start with our first recipe. Cue the intro. I am going to be making 3 different recipes today, one of which is going to be an anabolic ice cream, one of which is going to be something that has a dough base, and one of which is just going to be a normal smoothie. It's not even going to be an anabolic recipe because not everyone's on the anabolic diet. There's people out there who just want to make, you know, strawberry banana smoothies and margaritas and stuff. We're going to find out today which one's better. I mean, not everyone's blending bread like me. Some people use the blender for what it's actually meant for. So for those of you watching that aren't on the anabolic diet, this video is still going to be informative for you. I suggest you stick around. But in the meantime, guys, let's get to the first recipe. Now, because I made this in a previous video, I'm not gonna show you the process of making everything. I'm just gonna quickly whip it together, probably fast forward it or something. We're gonna test out how easy it is to make, if it blends good. We're also gonna test out the product. Does it taste good? Does it have a lot of ice chunks? All sorts of stuff. We're just gonna see which one gives you the better results. So, starting with the Ninja, start making this right now. Okay. Now we got everything we need. The only thing I'm not doing with this recipe is I'm not putting in the Oreo and Hershey Kiss toppings because I don't want to buy a whole sleeve of Oreos and a whole bag of Hershey Kisses because, like I mentioned in the video, those are trigger foods to me. I don't want to buy a bunch of them for a recipe that I'm not going to be making every single day, and I'm sorry, Nick, I'm not going to be making this every single day. So let's blend up this ice cream in the Ninja, see how long it takes, see how it holds up, all the good stuff. Let's go. It has no problem running, it blends great, you've seen it in previous videos. But as we always do with anabolic ice cream, you grab yourself a spatula and scrape the sides down because it doesn't mix great in the first go. So work everything in there, make it nice. Oh my God, I forgot to put in the whey protein too. Dude, I just got back from work. I'm a little fried. Let me just throw it in real quick. Dude, I'm shot. Okay. Ugh. You know, it looked a little icy to me. It looked a little flat, so that answers that. Let's try this again. All right, because I added the protein late, I'm gonna scrape the sides one more time. Usually when you're making this at home, it's not super necessary, but you know, as you saw, my brain is big, so I'm just gonna scrape it one more time, just so everything's nice and mixed, and we get a good mint Oreo chip protein ice cream. I forgot the name, but it's gonna be delicious. I know because I've had it a bunch of times. See, whenever I review a recipe, I always hold off till the end to taste it, but like I said, I've had this a bunch of times. You guys should absolutely check out Nick's original video where he comes up with the recipe, and you should watch the review I did, because I'm telling you guys, this is a great recipe. It's really good. All right, let's do it again. No video would be complete without the thug jug. That was loud. That looks good to me. Looks like a shamrock shake if I've ever seen one. Let's grab our spatula. Obviously, as we always do, clear off the dauber of flavor and thickness. Guys, I've never really tried my hand at making an anabolic ice cream recipe, but if you guys want to see one, let me know down below. I'll give it a go. I like trying new things. This right here is the consistency that you're gonna wind up with, and it looks great to me. I'm gonna pour it right in here. Usually I rim the sides with fudge in all of my reviews, but I'm just trying to do a test here, and I've had this before, so I'm not gonna make it pretty. I'm just gonna put it right in here and give it a try. Consistency looks great. There's no ice chunks anywhere. The blender didn't have any strain. So the process of making this was super easy. As for the taste, I mean, no surprise, it's delicious, it's really good. I've had this a bunch of times, I kind of knew what to expect, but I've never made it in the Vitamix. I've never attempted it in the Vitamix. So we're gonna find out in a couple minutes. I'm gonna take a couple more bites. I'm actually gonna set this aside and eat it while I'm filming, because I'm really hungry. Everything else that I make in this video, I'm gonna either eat or prep for later, so I'm not gonna waste anything. So you saw how it performed in the Ninja blender. It basically passed with flying colors. The Ninja's extremely reliable, but let's find out what happens in the Ninja. Let's find out what happens in the Ninja blender. I'm gonna fast forward this part again. All right, so that is everything, obviously excluding the toppings. So I'm gonna throw the lid right on. Vitamix usually calls to start on a really low speed and gradually work your way up while tampering it down. I don't have the actual tamper, but I have this spatula that fits right inside. It's gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna start slow and work our way up. Okay. Okay, maybe that was just me. Okay. Okay, it seems like it's starting to choke up on the ice, and I'm getting a little bit of that burning engine smell. Maybe if I just get the ice out of there. Maybe there's ice lodge down there. I'm just gonna try to free up anything that might be caught up in it and give it one last go. All right, no, this ain't working. No way. So this is about as good as it gets. And honestly, it's still extremely icy. It hasn't mixed all the way. I'm not gonna put this in another cup. I'm just gonna try it real quick. I mean, it tastes good. The ingredients mixed enough to where it doesn't taste too out of place in any spots. It's still kind of good. It's still really icy. And after probably 15 seconds of blending it, not even, maybe 10 seconds, it started going and the blade stopped spinning and it started to smell like one of those electrical fires. I stopped it immediately so it's not damaged, but you can tell that it was stressing the motor and it can't handle some ice. So from this first round, we concluded that the Ninja is way better. I just dropped ice cream on my phone. Okay. It's still good, it's just really icy. I saw a guy actually make anabolic ice cream with a Vitamix on YouTube, but he used significantly less ice. A lot of anabolic ice cream recipes are gonna call for 400 or 500 grams of ice because you want the volume. The Vitamix just can't keep up. So this round goes to the Ninja. I hope I don't break this during this video because I am gonna have to buy another one. I am gonna rinse this out and we are going to start with our second recipe. All right, so we learned how each blender holds up making anabolic ice cream. We are now gonna compare them trying to make a dough. Probably gonna be a little tougher, a little thicker, especially the way that I make it with my puffs. We're gonna be making the Brulee puffs today. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna load up each blender at the same time, and then I'm gonna blend one, then blend the other, because they're not ice cream. They're not gonna melt, there's no ice. it can sit there for a couple minutes. So let's load them up. So fortunately, my recipe calls for half a banana, and this is my last banana, so works out perfect. Now, a few of you that are new to my channel might be wondering why I didn't incorporate the end piece of the bread. It's simple. We don't eat butt pieces in my kitchen. My kitchen's got 2 rules. Drink a gallon of water a day. No exceptions to that rule. Read the shirt, man. Rule number 2, we do not put end pieces in our recipes. If you're wondering what to do with these end pieces, here's an option. That is much better. Now, we're gonna start with the Ninja because I know this one's not gonna get destroyed. Let's just do this one first. Oh gosh. This looks like it blended up much better than normal, but I'm still gonna scrape the sides just because I like to be safe. Give it another few seconds. I mean, that looks perfect. I'm gonna set that one aside for now, and we're gonna start blending this one up. I'm gonna blend this one up as much as I can. If it works, great. If not, I'm gonna get as far as I can without risking any damage. And then we're gonna put these in the oven and see how they bake and do blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, man, it's hard to do this after working in a kitchen for 7 hours. I'm gonna mix this one as much as I can, so. Oh, I gotta burp. Never mind. There's no ice in this one, so there's nothing really hard that can lodge the blades. I'm assuming that's what the problem was with the ice cream. Maybe just couldn't handle the restriction. This is all soft bread, banana, eggs. I'm sure it can blend pretty well. I wanted to use the full serving in each blender because when you make the recipe, you're gonna be using all the ingredients. So it needs to be as realistic as possible. I couldn't use less to not like risk damage. I have to give it the real test and, oh gosh. I mean, it worked for a bit. Okay, I need to stop. I will be completely honest, this mixed pretty well. It honestly did a pretty good job, but it was struggling to blend. As I would turn it up, you'd hear and it would kind of like pick itself up, and after about 5 seconds, the blades would seize. I don't trust this. I really don't trust this to use more than once. Maybe if you're desperate and you don't have any blender around and you're only doing it once, maybe you can use the Vitamix. But this thing is just not built to blend anything other than water. I mean, it blended good. It just, you can hear the strain on the blender. I had to stop it immediately, all right? I wasn't gonna sit there and be like, ooh, how hard can I go? As soon as you hear the engine start to grind, you stop, or else you're gonna damage your blender. I honestly do not recommend making my recipes or anything that requires a blender, anabolic wise. If you have the Ninja or something that could really take on that I don't know, something that's stronger, something that's more powerful, more horsepower, this sucks. This was 4 times as much as this, and it can't do shit. But I'm gonna put these puffs on a tray, I'm gonna bake each of them, and I'm gonna compare their taste, see if there's any distinguishable difference before our last recipe. It's getting kind of late, I wanna get this done. While we're waiting for those to bake, I wanna try out a little trick that was shown in a video by Alex from The Key to Fat Loss. One of the only complaints I've ever gotten, from one of my puff recipes, is the blender is a pain to clean afterwards. In his video, he shows that he puts soap and water inside the blender and just runs it as is, and that actually cleans it up pretty well. I did say I don't trust putting water in this thing, so let's hope it doesn't explode. It honestly got a lot of crap off the sides. I can't tilt it and show you because it's water. I'm not gonna lie, that actually made the process a lot easier. It actually cleaned the blades completely. There's still stuff caked on the side, but it came off much easier because the water loosened it up. I didn't have to scrub as hard. I'm just glad I cleaned the blades. That's a really good trick. I'm probably gonna use that going forward. I just wanted to make sure it still works. So here are two Brulee puffs that don't have any sauce on them. This one came from the Vitamix, this one came from the Ninja. They honestly look exactly the same, so I'm gonna do a little taste test. Let's try one from the Ninja first. I haven't made the Brulee puffs in a while, but when I make them without the sauce, it just tastes like straight banana bread, and it's delicious. The consistency is great. Seems like everything mixed really thoroughly. Let's try the Vitamix. Literally the exact same thing. I'm not gonna act like the Ninja's better. This tastes exactly like the other one. It's delicious. It's like a soft banana bread. So that round, I am still gonna give to the Ninja just because it didn't give me a heart attack when I ran it. Because every time I run this thing with anything, it just makes the grinding gear sound and it makes me really uneasy. I feel like I'm breaking it every time I use it, even if that's not the case. Like seriously, every time I blend with the Vitamix, I get that electric burning smell. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, oh, the engine's gonna break, we gotta stop. All right, so fortunately I got 2 days worth of puffs prepped, so I'm gonna put these in the fridge real quick. Almost made a huge mess. We got our cutting board, a knife, our ingredients, blenders are washed again. It is time for our third and final recipe. This is actually a recipe that is designed for the Vitamix. They need specific recipes designed for the specific blender. That's not good. But you know what? We're gonna do it in both blenders to see if there's a significant difference. Because if this can't make anabolic recipes, then it better be way better at normal smoothies than this blender if they're gonna charge as much as they do. This is actually just called an all green drink. See, what concerns me about this recipe, as well as most other Vitamix recipes, is there's an order of operations, which implies that if you don't put the ingredients in the right way, in the right quantities, in a certain way, your blender's gonna explode and kill everybody. With the Ninja, you can put in whatever you want, whenever you want. The only concern is, what if the powder gets stuck at the bottom? It's gonna run. You might just have to mix it a little more, but it's not gonna risk damaging the appliance. With this, you need to put everything in at a certain time, at a certain position, and whatever, or else you're gonna break your blender. And to me, that's just not worth the price tag. But this is a recipe designed for the Vitamix. We're gonna see how it turns out in here next to the Ninja. So this isn't an anabolic recipe. It's just a normal smoothie, but I'll blow it up right here. So if you guys wanna make it at home, you can. I'm gonna fill up each blender and we are gonna test out each one. All right, let's do it. See, I made the mistake of getting avocados that aren't ripe. So trying to get the crap out of these things is horrible. I keep dropping things, dude. I just keep dropping everything. I'm dropping everything. And I've been doing this video for almost 5 hours. I wanna go to bed. Didn't even go in the garbage. So I gotta pull out all the apples because I misread it. It calls for 450 grams of grapes and I misread it somehow and got apples. So I gotta pull out all the apples, gotta put grapes in because there's no apples in this recipe. I'm sorry guys. I'm like taking my knife and just spear hunting all the apple slices. Got all the apples out, this giant plate. So let's replace that with 450 grams of grapes. Okay, I made that a lot more difficult than it needed to be. You guys know me. So let's blend up the Ninja. Actually, this is a Vitamix specific recipe. Let's do this one first. Should I do the anabolic ice cream test? All right, Ninja. Dude, I'm blown away. Hold on. This is the Ninja, but this is the Vitamix. It's so much smoother. These are smoothies, so I'm just gonna take a sip out of each, all right? We're gonna start with the Ninja. Oh wow, that's delicious. It's so refreshing, you get so much grape. Okay, let's try the Vitamix. That's way better. So here's what I'm noticing, okay? The Ninja is far more powerful. It can crush up whatever you put in there. It can make the dough, it can make the anabolic ice cream, but it grinds it down to almost a very coarse kind of feeling, right? So here's my stance on the Vitamix. It's very limited in what it can do, but what it does, it excels at. You know, I was talking a lot of crap about the Vitamix, and you know what? I stand by my words. But let's be honest, when we're not making anabolic recipes, when we're just making normal smoothies and things of that nature, the Vitamix is great. I mean, I don't like how there's an order of operations. I don't like how you have to be all careful and you have to use this ratio and this amount of whatever. It, I don't know, it just seems a little too fragile, right? It's a big price tag, it's very easy to break. If it's making something that has no thickening agent or doesn't have a lot of ice or enough liquid to compensate, everything is just gonna fuse together. Don't get me wrong, this is still delicious. It's just not nearly as impressive. Look at the difference. This one is much more coarse. This one is so much finer. For all of my anabolic dieters out there, get the Ninja blender. For anyone who's not in the anabolic diet, if you're gonna be making margaritas, mojitos, and smoothies, the Vitamix is a great option. Exercise caution. I'm not happy with the price tag. I don't like that this thing costs $700-800 because it's very restricted in terms of what it can do. But like I said, it excels. It's really good at making smoothies. It's really good at grinding things down to where it's super fine. Can't even tell. So round one goes to the Vitamix. Not the Vitamix, the Ninja. Screw you. When we made the anabolic ice cream, what I was testing was the amount of ice it can take as well as the thickening agent. When the guar gum started to thicken up, this thing did its job. It did not slow down and it mixed things perfectly. It didn't leave a lot of ice there at all and it made a delicious ice cream. Dude, with the Vitamix, it worked for a couple seconds, but after that, the gears started to grind, the blade started to seize, and then the motor started to make that smell, started to let off that electrical burn. It's just fragile. So with anabolic ice cream, go with the Ninja. Round two was a lot closer than I thought it would be, but once again, I'm going with the Ninja. Vitamix actually held its own. I'm not gonna lie guys, the puffs that I made in the Ninja and the puffs that I made in the Vitamix were almost indistinguishable. The reason that I fault the Vitamix is the process of blending them still put a strain on the blender. When you're trying to mix a dough, when you're trying to mix something that's a little more pastry-esque, the Vitamix is not made for that. Very limited, very specialized, but limited. The Ninja didn't slow down, it did its job, and it took less time. So round two goes to the Ninja. Final round. We made the green drink dedicated to the Vitamix, and I'm actually surprised that the Vitamix outperformed the Ninja. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how this thing made a smoothie. I thought it would blend it up about the same as the Ninja would, but the Ninja left a little bit to be desired in terms of the texture that you wanted. This is a perfectly smooth, almost, I wanna say silky. So in terms of the 3 recipes that we made today, 2-1, the winner is the Ninja. But which blender is better? It's still the Ninja, definitely the Ninja. And the reason that I'm gonna say the Ninja is A, it's a quarter of the price. B, it has much broader horizons in terms of what recipes you can make. This is very restrictive. It's very expensive, it's very restrictive in terms of what you can make. But for the few things that it does make, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. But outside of this, I don't think it has much to offer. With this, you can guarantee that you're not risking buying a new blender every time you use it. I think it comes down to quality and quantity, And with blending, I'm definitely gonna take quantity because I wanna be able to make baked goods. I wanna be able to make different ice creams, thicker recipes, as opposed to just smoothies. You can still make smoothies on the Ninja. It's just not gonna be as fine as it would be on the Vitamix, and that's really the only plus side to this one. Everything else is in favor of the Ninja in my opinion, and yeah, the winner of this video, this contest, this whatever we did here, is the Ninja blender. Guys, comment down below which blender you prefer. I wanna get a little bit of perspective because this is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is better, and if you don't agree, you're wrong. I'm just saying that in terms of what I make, in terms of my lifestyle, in terms of my preferences in food and recipes, the Ninja is 1,000 times better. But if you like smoothies and whatnot, go with the Vitamix if you got the budget for it. But let me know down below which one you guys prefer. At the end of the day, man, it comes down to preference. Gotta pick between a green drink and a puff. I'm taking the puff. If you guys are interested in either of the blenders shown today, I'm gonna have links to them down below. You can check them out on Amazon, they'll be available to you. If you order them off of those links, I get a small commission, it helps the channel out. But there's a million different blenders, do whatever works best for you. Other than that, guys, if you haven't already, please drop a like down below and smash that subscribe button. Ring the bell to be notified when I drop more videos like this, and leave a comment if you got a suggestion for a video in the future. But guys, I am out of here. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.